there, thanks for joining me for Bible journaling. Today we're going to be working in a Moment to Breathe devotional. This is 365 days and we have made it to day 186. So our verse today is in Psalms 56:8 and it says, "You yourself have recorded my wanderings, put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book?" So our story today is by Robin Dance. And it says, "I have cried more in the past 3 weeks than I have since my mother's death. And that was a long time ago. Emotions? Threadbare. Sleep? Fitful at best. And it's embarrassing to admit the why of it, because if I play the comparison game, it's not a good enough reason to justify my fragility. I'm not facing illness or financial trouble. My marriage and my children are doing well. In fact, the why of it is ultimately good. We sold our house, but packing up and purging the house my children will remember as home, the place destined to inhabit their dreams when their minds drift back to childhood, undid me. We've been married 30 years now. Our babies are grown. Downsizing to a much smaller house forced decisions I didn't want to have to make. To toss anything felt personal, as if I were saying that memory didn't matter. Suddenly, everything mattered and I was paralyzed by emotion and indecision. Just about anything could trigger an emotional breakdown. I was grieving a certain kind of loss, and I cried a lot and instantly felt guilty. But then it hit me. Crying wasn't weakness. It was simply cathartic. Every tear tells a story. Tears are a way for the body to express itself when words aren't enough. They're a gift. It's important to listen to what our tears are saying. They aren't arbitrary. Something in your home would trigger a memory that caused me to cry, then laugh almost at the same time. Though I felt crazy at times, I paid attention and began to understand what all those tears were telling me. Selling our house is a threshold from one season to the next. It's a final letting go of one thing to be free to grasp another. These tears are evidence of a great love and for a life that has meant something special, even important. Our Moment to Breathe today says the psychology of tears is amazing. Did you know they're protein-rich and antibacterial? Let's begin to listen to our tears and see them as evidence of a heart that loves and cares. So today's little verse is about crying. Sounds about appropriate. I feel like that most of the time. All right, so let's see here. So today, my thought is that I went in search of an image that I couldn't find any of that were crying, of course, because nobody wants to paint that or color that, I guess. But I found this little girl here over at Moe's Digital Pencil, and she is called Bronte Kisses. And it looks like she's kind of sad, and the puppy is, Bronte here, is giving her some love and trying to pep her up. So this reminded me of my little dog, Mr. Hermes, who, whenever I'm upset or sad, he's always there. I call him my anxiety dog, to pep me up. So that was my thought today. And I'm going to make her have some tears coming off of her cheek there, so it looks like she's crying. And then I went ahead and I printed out some words. So I'm going to put "Tears aren't weakness, they're a gift" on my page. And I just printed them all in a row so I could cut them out. And I got this over at TheHungryJPEG. They're having a little special on some duo fonts over there for $7. You get a bunch of fonts in a little bundle. So this one is, in particular, is called The Subject. So this swirly one here is, I printed at number 48. And this is in the same little package, but it's called The Subject Sans, and I used size 36 for that. And I printed this on some sticker paper, so it's clear sticker paper, so I can just go ahead and cut it apart, and then I'm going to stick it in here on my page. So I'll put a link to all this stuff down in the description box in case you would like to head over and pick something up and color along too, or make your own. I don't mind if you want to do the exact same page in your Bible. That does not bother me at all. So I'm going to go ahead and color my girl today with some Derwent Inktense pencils. So I brought some water in here, and I got a paper towel. And then I'm going to get a brush. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and use number 4. Let's do a number 4 silver black velvet brush to paint with. And let me grab my pencils. So I'm thinking that we're going to start out, let me unzip my case here first, so I can just flip through the pages, because I have them in a little packet here like this. And if you want, I'll put a link to this down in the description box too, in case you'd like to pick that up, because I really like this case. So I'm thinking I'm going to start by coloring my dog, and my dog, Mr. Hermes, is brown. So we're going to go with 1740 first. And for me, with these pencils, I find it's easier to, and I haven't, oh, before I forget, I have not gessoed my page yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some of my paint up off of my pencil, and then I'm just going to use that to color my page in. And we'll see how it goes without adding any gesso on here today. I tend to not to like to get it too wrinkly, but maybe if I don't use quite as much water on there, it will stay fairly dry and not make such a wrinkly mess. That's my thought anyway. Go ahead and get my paintbrush wet again, but I'm going to dab a little bit off, because when you dip it in your water jar, you get quite a bit of water on there, at least with these brushes. And then we'll just use our paint, or our pencil here, to color our little dog. I really like today's verse and today's story. It seems like every time I look at these little pages and I really sit down and think about them, it tends to correlate with how I feel, or I've felt that way in the past. So I don't know about you, but sometimes things just don't work out the way you thought they were going to work out, or something good happens, like in today's story where the lady is moving and she has to pack up, but it's still saddening that she's going to leave her family home that they've been in for 30 years, and now she has to get rid of some things to fit into her new home. So it's upsetting, but things like that happen all the time that just make you emotional and want to cry. I know I have that happen a lot to me here lately. Okay, so we're going to go with that for our dog. We'll start there. I'm going to let him dry. So let's see what kind of color we can use for our girl's skin. I'm thinking maybe we're going to kind of do a little yellow color. So how about 220, which is silicon yellow. It's kind of a golden brownish color, so maybe she was out in the sunshine and getting some tan. Get my brush again here and some water. I'm just going to paint her. I don't know how I'm going to love it without the gesso on there, so we'll see how it's going. Getting kind of wrinkly. I'm not loving it. I know when you put the gesso on, it makes the page a whole lot different to put down the color, so sometimes it's fun to branch out. Let's try something. If not, they'll be crying at the end when it didn't turn out the way I wanted. All right, let's go ahead and grab, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to try to do a little bit of drying in between and just let it air dry by itself, and then maybe it won't be so wrinkled up in the end. And I probably should put a little piece of paper. Can I bring a paper? Maybe put a piece of paper behind my page here. That way, just in case. All right, so let's go ahead and do, let's get a pink one for his tongue. How about Scarlet Pink, which is $3.20. I think I'm going to color a little bit on here. We'll see how that, let's see how that works with the gesso note on there. Because remember, when you use the Inktense pencils, you have to, once you put it down, you have to make sure it's where you want it, because after it's dry, you're not going to move it. Which is something I like about it. And then he's got a little heart for a tag, so I'm going to color that. And then since we got red out, let's go ahead and do her shirt. I'm kind of liking how it goes down on the page without the gesso, so I'm going to try it again over here in her shirt. Maybe a little bit bigger area. We'll see how it goes on that. Let me color a bit on here. I'm going to bring a little bit down here into these areas that are going to be darker, so like in these wrinkles. Okay, and then let's try getting it wet. I'm going to dip my brush again. It's getting kind of dried off there. Move this. I'm not loving right here, so we're going to put some on here. I don't think I'm still liking how you get the paint off of the brush and then, or off the pencil, and then swipe it onto the page. Okay. So now let's see. Her face is dry, so let's go up here and do some color in her hair. So how about we do Oak, which is $17.30. My paintbrush wet again. Definitely adds some texture on there. Okay, and I painted the poor person's, or the poor girl's ear here with my brown, so I'm going to grab some more of my yellow, which was $2.20. And I'm just going to go over your ear right here. Alright, what color should we do her pants? Let's see. How about yellow? Let's do golden yellow, which is $2.30. And the yellow and red will go good together. I know I haven't been doing any live streams during the summertime because it's very hectic around here, and I tend to have to do, actually today's Bible journaling I'm doing the day before because Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven is at home. It's actually 4th of July today, but it gives me a chance. He's watching the kids run around downstairs while I do that. How is your summer going? You can leave the comment down in the description box and let me know how your summer's going if you're missing the live streams. I miss chatting with everybody. It's kind of quiet when you come in to do coloring by myself. Okay, so she's got a little band-aid there. I think I'm going to use the saddle brown on her little band-aid. Usually I leave these little things off, but today I thought it would look, a little band-aid would look appropriate on there because she's sad. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more of my red on my shirt here. I think we need to darken that up a little bit. And let's see, he's got a little collar there. And I'm thinking I'm going to put a little bit of black on him too, because my Mr. Hermie is got some black. Let's do Chinese ink, which is 2030. Maybe give my dog some spots. Even though Mr. Hermie is a beagle. There's a little bit of brown and stuff on him. And he's got a little patch on his face. That's white, actually. But we're going to give this dog some black up here. Maybe a little color on his ear. Give him a little bit of something there. Okay, so boots. Let's see here. What color should we do those boots? I'm thinking that we're gonna do, I think we should do red still. Maybe poppy red. That's number 400. Switch it up a little bit. And what should we do the bottoms? Let's do the bottoms with our Chinese ink too, which is black. And maybe we could do little stripes at the top. And then she's got this little curvy thing, decoration on her boot. I'm going to paint that with some black too. Then we've got the dog's collar. Oh, he's gonna need something pretty. Let's do Thistle, which is 720, which is a purplish pink color, just because it looks really pretty. And I would totally make Mr. Hermie wear something like that. Actually, I think he does have a purple collar leash when we go outside. Not like this, but just regular purple. And Adikia has a pink one. Okay. Alright, then we're going to want to give her some tears. So let's see. Let's do... how about Deep Blue, which is $8.50. And I'm thinking that I'm just gonna do like some little dots. Like that, to recognize that she's got a little bit of, she's kind of sad. And then I'm going to go back now that my stuff is dry, and I'm just going to put some shading onto my shirt without blending it with the water. We're just going to color it on. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the shorts. And then maybe we'll add a little bit into her hair. Let's see here. Oak. So let's go ahead and maybe do little squiggle lines in here. Make it look like there's some hair strands. That. And then we're gonna add a little bit of our red down here to our boot. Just kind of darken a few little areas up. Okay, I'm liking that. Okay, what did I do with my sentiment here? I'm wondering, I'm thinking that I better gesso now. Let's go up. Because I'll probably want to do some splashes of color up here on my page. So I'm going to use this clear gesso by Dina Wakley. Paper in here. I'm going to dab it on here, because remember I didn't move some of that pencil around with water, so I didn't really set it, so I'm going to be really careful. Okay, let's dry it. I'm going to give it a second coat. Whoops. Uh-oh. Move my ink around here. Grab some of that off. Just wipe that around a little bit. Okay. I should have gessoed beforehand, I think. Even though the paper, I was really careful with my water, so I didn't put a ton of water on it, so it didn't wrinkle as much, but because I didn't activate the pencil with the water the second time around, I just wiped it on for color. It moves around with the gesso because the gesso's wet. Okay, so our verse is up here. It's number 8. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go around that so I don't accidentally put my words over the top of it. Because I would totally do that. Okay, then let's cut out our sentiment here. Let's cut all the words out first, and then we'll come back and maybe trim them up a little bit. And because of clear sticker paper, you don't really have to trim them that close. I'm just, it's not a necessary thing because the paper is going to blend right into your page, but I like to kind of trim it just a little bit. I really like this font. This would be perfect to type some stuff up to put in like a scrapbook page. Okay, we're gonna go like this. That's my thought. Oh, I got lucky. This first one has a little tab on it. This one too. Sometimes this sticker paper is a pain in my fanny. Oh, this one doesn't have a little thing on it, so it'll probably be a pain in my fanny. Oh, nope, not today. So far, so good. And when you put the sticker paper down, you want to make sure that you are careful putting it down, because once you put it down, you are not getting that up. So make sure it's where you want it before you start sticking it. Oh, this one has a little corner missing here. There's that. Okay, do I want to do something out here? I don't think I'm going to do any more painting. I guess I could have just left the page off, but I still want to do some journaling, so I didn't want that to bleed through. So I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm glad I gessoed it. But I'm going to go ahead and do, I think I'll put my journaling over here maybe. Like a little note over here. Get my pen working here. And then we'll put the day like that All right, guys, so that's going to do it for me for Bible journaling today. I hope you had fun. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. You can also leave me a comment just saying how you're doing during the summertime. Since we're not having live class, I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to do that and hit the little bell next to that so that whenever I upload a new video or if I'm doing a live class, you can join me. You'll be notified. I would love to chat when I go live again. Don't forget to hit the like button or the thumbs up button if you like the video. That really helps my channel out. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
I've been high, I've been low, I've been chasing all the things I never had before, all the way down by the river. I found a place where I can drown the old you. And when you look on the horizon, what you see is what